What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters. Hope you're all doing good. And DICE just released all the patch notes for tomorrow's August update. We're going to go over all the new details in the patch notes that were just released, including a buff to our boy Darth Maul, changes to General Grievous's Claw Rush, and so much more. We're also going to talk about DICE's comments regarding how the Rise of Skywalker DLC, which will be including a new planet and reinforcements later this year, could be, get this, the biggest DLC content drop for Battlefront 2 yet. And then also DICE did speak about the future of Battlefront 2 and how they feel about sequels. We're going to dive into all that in this video, so get ready. Here we go. Let's jump into it. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, let me know how you're all doing, and let me know what you think about tomorrow's update, which we're going to go over right now. So first of all, you probably know everything that's coming in tomorrow's update, so I'm going to start off with the stuff you don't know about, most likely. So if you didn't know, Darth Maul is getting a buff to his Furious Throw. So it says Furious Throw base damage will increase from 75 to 85 points. And then they also fixed an issue where Furious Throw could do double damage on its way back to the player. And then they also fixed an issue where Darth Maul's chokehold would occasionally do no damage when used at the same time as Kylo Ren's freeze ability. So Darth Maul getting some changes in tomorrow's update alongside General Grievous as well, who is going to be immune to force pushes and staggers during his Claw Rush ability. Now this may seem like a small change if you don't play with General Grievous that often, but I play with General Grievous constantly in HVV, so this is a huge change for me personally. I've been looking forward to this one, and and I'm really glad that they're adding this in there for General Grievous. Now, ObiWan also has some changes, as well as Anakin Skywalker. We'll start off with Obi-Wan Kenobi, where they fix an issue where blocking would occasionally stop working after blocking Obi-Wan's defensive rush ability. And then they also improved Obi-Wan's dodge animation. So that's more for players who are facing against Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I'm curious to see if they do any more changes to Obi-Wan Kenobi in the future regarding his abilities. I feel like sometimes they don't trigger on time, or sometimes I feel like he's still a little bit too weak with his attack as well. So I feel like Obi-Wan still needs some changes beyond just the ones we just saw there. What do you think? What would you like to see for Obi-Wan Kenobi, who we just took down with the Claw Rush ability? Now also, Anakin Skywalker, he gets some changes too, some small changes to his Heroic Might. They said visual cues have been added to Heroic Might so that enemies can now predict the area of effect. So you'll be able to tell, if you're going to be hit by Heroic Might now, instead of just standing there like an idiot, trying to block it when you really don't need to in the first place. So that's going to be a nice visual change when facing off against Anakin Skywalker. And for those of you who are not familiar with tomorrow's content drop, they did provide a list of everything coming in tomorrow's update. I'm going to read over that real quick in case you're not familiar with all the new stuff coming in tomorrow's update. So first of all, with the new features, we're getting the Republic Attack Cruiser and the Separatist Dreadnought ships that will be playable in Heroes versus Villains mode. So that's a really cool change, something that the community has been requesting for a long time now. And then also, of course, we're getting the new appearances for our lovable B1 battle droids, including the training, jungle, and pilot outfits, which is going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to this in tomorrow's update, and they'll be unlockable via credits or crystals for all 4 trooper classes. And then of course the default appearance and the Geonosis appearance will all be selectable skins as well. Now for the quality of life updates, they did make some big changes to Capital Supremacy. You might not be familiar with this, but they said the following. They said a timer has been added to the capital ship phase of Capital Supremacy, replacing the ticket counter, giving players a limited amount of time to destroy it before the action returns to the ground. Players will need to capture one of the first two objectives before proceeding to destroying the enemy target. And then, of course, we cannot forget that a new spawning system will now allow you to spawn on the command posts in Capital Supremacy as well. And I believe this will also be available in the instant action mode in September. But this will be coming in tomorrow's update as a part of Capital Supremacy, where you will finally be able to spawn on the command post. So that's a huge, huge change that I'm really looking forward to. Now, concerning hero changes, of course, the big one is all heroes except for Bosk will now gain health upon defeat as a passive ability, and then they're replacing the health on kill star cards with brand new star cards. That was already gone over in a previous community transmission. I'll leave a link to that in the description in case you missed that. I'm not going to go over every single star card because they already went over that in that previous CT. But if you want to check it out, be sure to click on the link in the description. Now, also, the jump, gravity, and speed for Bosk, General Grievous, and the BX Commando droid will be updated in tomorrow's update. I hope Bosk is not as floaty as well as General Grievous, and I hope that the BX Commando droid will be able to jump a lot higher, because he needs to be able to jump just like he did in the Clone Wars series. Now, also, let's see what else there was. Also, with the lightsaber heroes, the lightsaber will now turn off on its own while heroes are sprinting, only when toggled off. So that's going to be an additional change as well, which certainly makes sense for sure. So there is all that. There's also one additional request, as audio from canceled emotes will continue playing unless interrupted by an enemy's ability. And then they also added a UI bar indicator of the enemy's hero's stamina. So that's going to be another change. So when you see that, that's going to look different in all modes as well. So there's all the changes coming up in tomorrow's update. Really excited for it. And then, of course, in September are some huge updates with the Commando droid, Felucia, the new planet, and then, of course, instant action and the new PvE game mode. So September is going to be huge for Battlefront 2 as well. Now, also, we're going to talk about DICE's comments on the outlook of Battlefront as a series and how they feel about sequels. Because if you missed this, GameIndustry.biz did an interview with lead design director Dennis Bronville. And let's take a look at this quote right here. So it says the following. So it says, DICE has been on the sequel treadmill for quite a while, and I think the industry is rapidly changing, Dennis Bronville said. He said, we felt that, and we know that we want to build communities rather than customers. That's been a change in our approach. We want to stick with our games a lot longer, and we want our communities to feel like they're well taken care of. It makes no sense to constantly try to stop them playing the games they like and make them play the new game they also should like just because we don't want to work on the old game anymore. It's not good for the community, and in this age, if it's not good for the community, it's probably not going to be good for business either. That's why we're sticking with it. So if you're worried about them dropping support for Battlefront 2, I would not be worried at all. It looks like they have a brand new approach with their mentality on sequels. They really want to stick with their games a lot longer. And personally, I think they're making the right decision. I think it would have been a shame if they would have completely abandoned Battlefront 2 this year and went on to make a Battlefront 3. Because imagine that. We would not have gotten Capital Supremacy. We would not be getting all these cool updates with the Commando droids coming up, with Felucia. You know, I would have been really depressed if they would have just completely abandoned Battlefront 2. So I'm really happy to see that they're continuing support for Battlefront 2. Plus, I think they really need to focus on Battlefront 2 anyway to get it into a good place where the community loves the Battlefront franchise once again before they even start thinking about sequels. So they need to get Battlefront 2 back to where it should be, and I think they're doing a heck of a job with that. So hats off to DICE and the development team over there for sticking with it, believing in themselves, and believing in the community. So really excited for, the future Battlefront 2, all this content coming up. They also commented on the Rise of Skywalker DLC, which of course is coming out later this year with the brand new planet and the new reinforcements. They said the following: while no details on the Rise of Skywalker content have been given, Bronville says the team is putting a significant amount of effort into it and suggests it could be one of Battlefront 2's biggest expansions so far. Essentially, the 2-year-old, once scorned shooter has found new life as a part of EA's two-pronged Star Wars assault this Christmas, complementing Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order. So, if this is true, if it's really true that the Rise of Skywalker DLC is the biggest content drop yet, I would be shocked. That'd be so awesome. So we'll see if it's really true. It sounds like it's going to be a huge DLC update from the description with the new planet, of course, and the new reinforcements. But beyond that, we don't know anything else. So we'll see what it all ends up being when we roll around to December. Now, also, they did make a quote on respecting the past. I said, that's our mindset, trying to give you everything. Instant Action is a good example of that. It's a throwback name to the franchise when it wasn't at EA, and people love that. That's been the key to going forward. Respect the past. I'm not sure if we did a good job of that early on, but I think we do a much better job now. So they're respecting the past by really listening to the past, first of all, and then also player feedback as well, because we Star Wars Battlefront 2 fans, we love the original Star Wars Battlefront games, of course, and we want to see those features make their way into Battlefront 2. And it's exciting to see that stuff finally returning, with the conquest type mode of Capital Supremacy, instant action, and so on. So really excited about the future for Battlefront 2. What are you excited for most? Let me know in the comments. And then tomorrow is the update for Battlefront 2 on August 28th. We'll be posting videos of that tomorrow, so look forward to it. And then I will see you all tomorrow, and may the Force be with you always.